Hello everybody, and welcome back to CSSBattle.dev. This is October 8th. We got this interesting little shape here. We got a circle with some lines through it. We got a horizontal and vertical line. So I'm thinking we're gonna make a clear circle with a border around, right? And then one vertical line and one horizontal line, the same color as the background. And just put them on top of the circle with the border. So here I'm going to make a div with an ID, but actually I go back and forth on this a couple of times because for the sake of saving characters, I try not to add IDs or classes as much as I can. So yeah, see, here I am thinking about adding a class and then deciding, no. We're just going to add one div and two more with IDs, right? Because there's going to be three divs in this shape. There's going to be the circle with the border. There's going to be the vertical line, and then there's going to be the horizontal line. So I end up going back on this later on, end up needing all of the IDs. And, if you see a better way to do this with the divs, let me know. I know some players, they do this with a P tag, paragraph, or an A tag, an anchor. But I like the classic divs. It's what I use in my when I'm building web pages, so it's what I like to use here. I know there are some shortcuts, and I think I mentioned in another video that something like this, I've seen people do a radial gradient on the background and just plop in the colors where you see them. I don't know how to do that yet. Maybe in the future, maybe after watching some other people do this. Oh, hey, and if it's not obvious, I have decided to do a little bit of changes with this video format. Originally, I was sitting in front of my computer and I would talk my way through thinking about what I'm coding. But if you've seen my earlier videos, I think they're pretty poor quality, especially in the audio respect. So what I'm doing now is recording the video and then talking about my thought process afterwards. And hopefully things can come off a lot more clearly, especially the audio itself. Hopefully, there's not as much static from the fans of the laptop. Plus, I got dogs inside and like they shake and jingle their collars and well, I think this is the best case. This is better what I'm doing here. So what I'm trying to do now is after adding the background to the body is what I was trying to do was add a margin to kind of make it centered. But honestly, I just like to use flex and centers. It's much cleaner to me rather than like adding margins and then translating it back. You'll see a lot of that with like padding. I think in order to center certain divs, you can add a 50% padding and then add a translate negative 50% to kind of move it backwards, because when you add a margin or a padding, it goes from the left side and the top of the div itself, the sides. So you'll end up with the corner at the center, but not the actual div. So you got to move it backwards 50 more percent. Or you could just flex this thing and put it at the center. And it works really well because all of our divs are going to be centered. You're going to notice a lot of these CSS battles are going to be centered like this. So yeah, here I'm making the circle, trying to get the size right. I'm going to go back and forth on this, putting my mouse up so I can get the right size. Yep. Yeah, it's kind of awkward actually watching this video while I'm wa- watching this video, commentating over it. Um, it's a lot slower. It's a lot slower than if I was just doing it in front of the computer. I could be talking like, oh, a border 30 pixels, and then we're gonna add our solid border, and then we want to add the color that's over here, this bluish color, right? And then I talk through the whole thing. Hash 050044. I don't know. I think I like this better. Talking about what it is after. It's just there's more awkward moments though. I don't know. It's all a learning process. I'm new to the uploading of the YouTube channel, so it's an experimentation. I'm seeing what works. So here, um, with CSS Battle, it's better to have a bunch of IDs, and then if you're going to format a bunch of different shapes in the same way, to kind of add the ID and then comma second ID, right? Instead of adding a class to the divs in their HTML tags, because class is 5 characters rather than ID, which is 2. So, I mean, there are circumstances that class is good, but for something, especially with CSS Battle, you're going to see a lot of this ID, comma, ID. I think when I'm working on my own personal projects, I like to use classes just because it's cleaner that way and easier to manage, I suppose. If I have like, I don't know, a image container, right? That would be in a class. That way I could use it multiple times rather than putting a bunch of these IDs and just putting commas between them. But you're not going to reuse any classes with CSS Battle. So adding a bunch of IDs to the same, I don't know, script is better. Now, yep, here we are. We're adding that horizontal line I was talking about, messing with the width. For some reason, I felt like getting it perfect. You could just add like 400 pixels and automatically just get it, because it's going to be invisible anyway, right? But I just felt like getting the size right for whatever reason on this one. And then, okay, so our B and C is perfect. And then with our C, all we do, because it's sitting behind the B, all we do is rotate it. And boom, there you go. You take a look at the code. I wonder if it would be beneficial to put the code in the comments or something. There you go, 605. Not bad. Not bad at all. There's always edits that you could do with this script to kind of shrink it down, shrink down the characters. Like, I don't think PX for pixels is even necessary when it comes to CSS Battle. I just do it because it's good practice for the real stuff. Right? And, oh, shoot, 2 seconds left. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Bye.